Hi, I'm Executive Coach Constance Howard, and welcome to my YouTube channel, where women are inspired to be the best version of themselves. Now, before you watch the video, click the subscribe button so that you can join this community of fearless women. And click the bell so you'll be notified when new videos come out. If I told you your confidence is linked to your ability to focus, what would you say? Would you be surprised? That's what focus can do for you. Listen, when was the last time you sat down to complete a project or a report and you went all in? You just gave it your undivided attention and you got it done. How did you feel? Relieved? I bet. Happy? Sure. Strong? Empowered? Unstoppable? Several years ago, I ended a nearly 40-year career in TV news. I wanted to do it a long time before that, but I couldn't focus in on what it was I wanted to do or who I wanted to become. And so consequently, for years, I lived a life that was numb. There were no highs or lows. I was just going through the motions. When I finally made the decision to focus in and decide what I wanted and who I wanted to become, my life did a 180. Is there something you want to change or create that requires focus, but you just don't know where to start or how to start? I've been there, as I said. I've been there, I've done that. I'm Constance Howard, executive coach, and that's what we're going to talk about today. It's not surprising that our ability to focus is so limited. Think about it. There are so many distractions, and they usually come via this little thing. Researchers say we're on the phone 5+ hours a day. We check it 96 times a day. That's like every 10 minutes. Some years ago, there was all this talk about multitasking, and people would say that they were able to do 3 and 4 projects at the same time. Listen, I said the same thing. Truth of the matter is, neuropsychologists say our brains are just not wired to concentrate on 2 or 3 things at the same time. They say what we're doing is task switching. We're going from one task to another as quickly as possible. Here's the problem. We are less efficient, we are more prone to making mistakes, and the quality of our work suffers when we try to multitask. So let's just forget the whole idea of concentrating on more than one thing at a time. So how do you develop focus? It's a skill. And like any skill, you have to work at it. And it starts with you knowing exactly what you do every day, all day. So let's track our behaviors. You don't need a fancy journal or anything. All I want you to do for the next couple of days is to track what you do from the time you get up to the time you go to bed. When do you start work? How long are you at work before your mind goes off and thinks about something else, or you're pulled in another direction? You know what that's like. A coworker will come up to your desk and you think the conversation is 2 or 3 minutes, but it turns out it's more like 15 minutes. Or your phone will ding and you'll get on the phone, right? Or you'll check social media and you're down a rabbit hole. Next thing you know, 45 minutes, poof, gone. It's wasted time. So I want you to track everything you do in a day, how long you spend on your distraction. What are the shiny objects that pull your attention? For all of us, it's different. You know, I worked in a TV environment, and so there were TVs all over. And I would check them periodically to make sure someone didn't have a breaking news story that I didn't have, or There was some interesting story on that maybe I want to follow up on. There's all TVs all around me. So when I created my coaching office, I had a TV in here. And I thought that if the sound was off, that it wouldn't distract me. No. Next thing I know, something would catch my eye and I'd look over, and 30 minutes later, I was still watching TV. I had abandoned whatever it was I was working on, and I was watching TV. Off went the TV. I eliminated that distraction. What distraction can you eliminate? What can you get out of your day? Is it checking social media? Is it turning off your phone for a set period of time? What are the distractions, and how can you eliminate them? Now, as part of the behavior tracker, I want you to also notice how you are throughout the day. Like, what are your cycles, so to speak? So, for example, are you a morning person or an evening person? For me, I'm a morning person. That's the time when I am active, alert, I can concentrate. My attention span is way longer than it is later in the afternoon. By the time I get to the afternoon, I'm like, I just want to get it done. You know what that's like. But I have friends and family members who are night owls. They don't really come alive until the evening hours. That's when they are at their most creative. That's when they are most creative and most attentive. So I want you to notice, what time of day do you really come alive and you're able to focus on a task at hand? It's really important to know what are your cycles, so to speak. Now, the other thing I want you to notice is how long you're able to concentrate. Can you go several hours without a break? Or do you need to shorten that time? It's critical that you know all of these things so that when you sit down to do a project, you don't start to beat yourself up because you can't sit there for hours on end. I'm going to give you a time management technique that might work. And it might also help you expand the amount of time that you are able to focus. It's called the Pomodoro technique. Pomodoro is Italian for tomato. If you're ever in one of those little kitchen gadget stores, you might see a little tomato object, but it's really a timer. And so the whole idea behind this technique is for you to sit down at your desk and set the timer for 25 minutes. And for 25 minutes, you are only going to concentrate on one thing. You're going to go all in. No phone calls, no social media, no quick chats, no thinking about anything else. You are all in on this one project. And then after 25 minutes, you take a 5-minute break. And during that 5-minute break, you don't do anything related to the task at hand. You let your mind just kind of take a break. Now, this seems to work for some people. Some people, it takes 25 minutes. I take a 5-minute break and that works. For some of you, you might be able to go longer than 25 minutes, and that's great. You might be able to go for 45 minutes and take a 5-minute break, or you'll go 45 minutes and you need a 10-minute break. Whatever it is, that's totally fine. It's totally up to you and what works best for you. You're not in any competition. You are trying to develop your ability to focus for longer periods of time on just one thing. So whatever works for you, works for you. I've talked to many people who are trying to start their own business. But for now, they're working their 9 to 5, and on the side, they do their business or they're developing their business. And they've told me that whatever time they can devote to developing their business, that's the time that they give it all their attention. So, for example, one woman who created a successful business, she also had a young child. So when she would put her baby down to sleep, when she had a free 30 minutes, right? She went all in on working on some aspect of her business. And that's how she slowly was able to build her business to the point where she could quit her regular 9 to 5. That's what focus can do for you. When you focus in on just one thing, you are able to accomplish it. You are able to complete it, and you're able to move on to the next task. That's how your confidence is built. You start something, you finish it, and you feel good about yourself. You feel like, I can do the next project or report or whatever it is. I can do that too. I don't know how many of you remember or know about the martial artist and actor Bruce Lee. He helped popularize martial art movies in the 1970s. He once said, "The successful warrior is the average man with laser like focus." The successful warrior is the average man with laser like focus. Your ability to focus will determine the outcome of your dreams. So let's recap for a second. We have create a behavior tracker so that you know what you do, what time you do, every day, all day. You're going to note when you're most attentive, most able to concentrate. You're going to note how long you're able to concentrate before a shiny object pulls your attention away. Now I want you to turn your attention to your environment. What is your environment like? Earlier I said I had to have the TV off. Well, it also has to be a little bit cool in my office so I don't get drowsy. But in addition to that, I like fresh flowers around. I like pictures of my family and friends around. It just creates that warm environment that signals to my brain that it's a safe place. It's a nice place to work and to create content and to connect with myself. So I want you to think about your environment and how you can make that a safe, inviting place for you to sit down to concentrate on something. And I realize that some of you may be in a corporate setting and it's not so easy to bring in family pictures and flowers and, all that kind of stuff. But to the extent that you can, make the space that you have as inviting as you possibly can. Make it so that when you enter that space, it signals to your brain, we're ready to concentrate on something. We're ready to achieve something. This isn't where we're going to come and play and be loosey-goosey with our time and check social media and chit-chat on the phone. We're here to get down to business and to do work. Now, none of this is going to work until you decide what is the one thing you want to accomplish. What is the one thing that you want to go all in on and take it from A to Z? A report, a project, or for me, a career change. It has to be something that's just burning inside you. And once you know what that is, I want you to put that on paper. I want you to be able to look at that every day and say, this is what I am aiming for. This is the goal that I want to achieve. And I want you to write down why. Why is it so important for you to achieve it? For me, with the career change, as I said earlier, I didn't want to live a life that was numb. I didn't want to just go through the motions. I wanted to feel like I was contributing to my community and to the people, around me. That was my why that made me every day find time and devote time to achieving my goal. What goal do you have that's just burning inside you? I want you to think about that. Think about what it is that, wow, once you get it done, you'll be so proud of yourself. You'll be so empowered and so confident in yourself. That's the whole focus, the whole reason for today's episode is to empower you to develop the skill of focusing in on the goal that you want to achieve. In the book, Focus Your Attention, there's a quote. This one resonated with me, and I think it will with you. It says, when focus on your dreams, they start to emerge from your imagination into reality. When focus on your dreams, they start to emerge from your imagination into reality. What dream do you want to make a reality? Comment below. I would love to know. What is the thing that you would be so proud and happy to achieve? What will be the thing that will be the most impactful to your life? Leave your comments below and don't forget to subscribe. I'm Executive Coach Constance Howard. I'll see you in the next episode.